What is good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch news video that I have here for you guys. We've got two big topics to go over, so you guys are definitely going to be interested and invested in this content that we have. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So Nintendo's earnings, what to watch for, and this is from the Wall Street Journal. Takahashi Mochizuki has been reporting on Nintendo for quite some time. I do love his pieces and his stuff on Twitter, so make sure you follow him. I'll have all of the links and all that in the description below. So let's go ahead and get into this here. And he says that analysts see a sharp rise in fiscal year earnings but drop in revenue. And it says that Nintendo is scheduled to announce its fiscal 2016 earnings after the market closes on Thursday. Here's what you need to know. The earnings forecast, analysts polled by data provider Quick expect Nintendo to report a net profit of 94.4 billion yen, which is 865.6 million, for the 12 months ended March 31st, more than 5 times the year earlier at 16.5 billion yen. With the revenue forecast, the analysts forecast revenue of 477.6 billion yen, down from 504.5 billion yen a year ago, and slightly higher than Nintendo's own guidance of 470 billion yen. And here's what to watch for. The Nintendo Switch. Nintendo plans to reveal March sales of its console, handheld hybrid Nintendo Switch, launched globally on March 3rd. Analysts expect the number to be around 2.3 million to 2.5 million, above Nintendo's initial target of 2 million. Nintendo will also give a sales target for the current fiscal year. Demand remains strong, and the Wall Street Journal reported last month the company is beefing up the production plans for the fiscal 2017. Through its sales target may be conservative to reduce risk of a later guidance downgrade, which happened with the Nintendo Wii U hardcore. Oh man, it was bad. So I'm pretty sure Nintendo's not going to do the same thing they did last time. So moving on to Switch software, along with sales forecast for the Nintendo Switch itself, Nintendo will also announce how many copies of Switch software it expects to sell this fiscal year. Analysts say 20 million copies, including titles by outside developers, would be a fair amount, and anything beyond 25 million is a positive surprise and a good indication that Nintendo is confident about sales of the Nintendo Switch itself. A positive software sales outlook would suggest that even if the console forecast itself is conservative, there is a strong chance of an upgrade later. Now, in their smartphone games, Nintendo is lining up a powerful game franchise for smartphone platforms this fiscal year. The chief executive Tatsumi Kimishima may shed some light on upcoming titles. The Kyoto-based company plans to release 2 or 3 fiscal year, starting with Animal Crossing, which is especially popular among the casual game fans. For Nintendo, smartphone games are just a way to raise awareness of its characters among a broader group of consumers, so they buy Nintendo game systems and related merchandise. But the smartphone game business itself has been successful. Nintendo has released 3 titles so far: Miitomo, Super Mario Run, and Fire Emblem, each with its own revenue model. Analysts want to know how much Fire Emblem earned because the game charges a small fee for a chance to draw some strong characters, and the total sum will be large if many users paid in the game. Quality of life. Nintendo has remained almost silent on its quality of life business, a new initiative for the company. Previously, Nintendo said it would release a sensor to improve quality of sleep, but the project has been delayed by quality issues. Still, Nintendo still hasn't given up, and some progress could be announced during the current fiscal year. Retro. Nintendo last year released a revival version of its Nintendo Entertainment System console that originally hit the market more than 3 decades ago. Though it has been popular, Nintendo's decided to halt production for now because it is working on a related project that could be formally announced soon. Any products from the console revival project line are meant to reawaken the gaming passion of grown-ups who used to play. And so to get them to buy a Nintendo Switch, neither the production volume nor the revenue contribution from the line itself would be large. So one thing that he's talking about here is the NES Classic and then the rumored Super Nintendo Classic or something like that. And it's funny how he says it's not going to be a large contribution because, once again, it's not. So you can kind of see there the risk as far as what you're doing with the NES Classic. But I think if Nintendo does make the Super Nintendo Classic or Super Nintendo Classic system, it's not going to be 60 bucks. It's going to be more than 60 bucks for sure, probably $100, in order to actually make some more profit from that. Because the reason why Nintendo is discontinuing this thing is I just don't think it's a profitable or a largely profitable thing for charging 60 bucks for like 30 games and then having that manufacturing process. So we'll see what happens there. All right, now moving on to the next article here. This one to me seems like a long shot. I don't know how it would happen, but apparently there is a company that is building an app that will release on the eShop that will allow you to stream your PC games to your Nintendo Switch. Now, like I said, I cannot believe this thing would come to fruition. I talked about it on Twitter a little bit, but let's get into this article here. So this was on Reddit first, and also they have a website, and I will read off all the information here. So this is coming from the developer. It's called Borderless Gaming, and he says that I'm building Rainway, which will work on all GPUs and have support for streaming your web browser, phone, iOS/Android, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. We're hopefully launching the beta next month. And then another person said, is Nintendo on board with this idea, or will users have to find workarounds? He says it will be available on the eShop. Now, he also said, I noticed your site linked to a closed GitHub repo. Will the reposition be open to the public view or edit sometime in the future? The developer went on to say, we're going to have some open source pieces that the public can contribute to. One of them is our scriptable API for writing your own virtual controller layouts. Now, what this is that it says that it leverages the power of your PC. Now, this is on their direct website here. I'll have a link to that in the description below. He says, enjoy Civilization 6 from the comfort of your couch with a tablet. Play Stardew Valley on the go from your phone, or just enjoy your favorite PC games on Mac OS and Linux, all at 60 frames per second. No additional hardware required. Any GPU that supports DirectX 11 can take advantage of the Rainway MSG protocol. Pain-free setup. Rainway handles configuring your network and securing your connections, so the only thing you have to worry about is playing your games. Now this, like I said, is very interesting if it ends up happening. That essentially confirms that any game that you buy on your PC or anything can be played on your Nintendo Switch. Now, if you look at the Nvidia Shield tablet, this is something that this thing can do quite easily. There's multiple applications like Moonlight and even Nvidia's own built-in software and stuff for you to do that on one of these things. So it's possible, I guess, because remember, the Nintendo Switch is built by Nvidia, it has its own custom APIs. There could be something like that, and I even talked about that before, and I just didn't think Nintendo would allow you to do the same thing as far as that goes, because Nintendo can't police or control that content at all. They wouldn't be making any money from that content. So I don't know why Nintendo would allow this, and I still don't think it would happen. But is it possible? Of course it's possible, only if Nintendo would allow it. So we'll see if it actually goes through. First of all, I don't think it will, but let's just talk as if it is, just for the sake of this video. So if it does go through, that would be a big boost for Nintendo. That would be a huge boost, because there's no reason, if you were to say like PC gamers or anything like that, you'll be able to have that on there. So like they might be interested in getting a Switch at that point, and you'll have all of those third-party games if you have a PC that's capable, a Direct 11 PC that can run it. So you do have to have a PC. It's not like the game would come out for the system, so you would have to have a PC in the first place, but at the same time, it would give you access to those games on your Nintendo Switch device if you have that PC that can run it. But like I've said before, I don't think Nintendo would allow this type of thing. He's confident that it will happen, but I just don't see how Nintendo would allow them to do this, and they don't make any money off of those games. Or is there some type of agreement that he'd go into? I have no clue, but it would be a very interesting thing if it does come to fruition at all, just because, like I said, you'll have all those games that come out on PC, Destiny 2, Call of Duty, all of the games that come out on PC. There's so many games that come on PC. PC gets the most. Let's just say that right now. PC gets the most games, and I have a ton of games like on Steam, and having all those streams straight to your freaking Nintendo Switch, that's insane. Now, some people were asking, well, could you do it with Steam? Would it work with all your games? Yes, it'll work. If it works exactly like it works on here, it would work with all of your games. So like on here, I can go into my PC, I can easily link up, like just do like Bluetooth, like my PC and my Nvidia Shield tablet. I can look through my library of Steam games and I can just play any game there. Now you can also use controllers like the Xbox One controller, or Xbox 360 controller, one of those two. You can use that controller, although it's a little bit hard for me to get set up, or you can use the official Nvidia controller that they do have for the Shield. They have the older one, then they have the newer one. You can use one of those controllers, or some of them have touchscreen controls. You can do that, but most of them don't, so you need a controller for it. But it's a very easy process. It takes like no time, at all, and the technology's been in there for a while, because this Nvidia Shield tablet came out in 2015, I think. Yeah, this is a 2015 tablet. It's still, to me, the best tablet on the market for the money. Like, if you want a $200 tablet, you want a good tablet, this is the best that you can get. There's so much good tech built into it. It's a very good tablet, so I can see why Nintendo, after getting this tablet and after getting the Switch, I can see why they went with it. There's a lot of possibilities and stuff that you can add. It's very customizable. There's so many different things that you can add to it. This Shield tablet has made many transformations from its first software that it had to this point, so in the 2 years plus that it's been on the market. So many different things that they've added to make it a better device from what it had at the beginning. So I think the Switch is capable of that as well. It's just going to take a little bit more time since it's dedicated gaming hardware. But yeah, this is definitely something that I'm looking forward to if it does happen, but I don't think it will. But let's just cross our fingers. He says it's going to happen. I'll have links to the website itself so you can read everything what they're trying to do. But we will see what happens on that. I want to know you guys' opinion. If this does happen, let's just put it in that phrase. If this does happen, will you guys take advantage of this app? Do you feel that it's a big deal? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.